네, 이제 바로 EiE 말하기 대회 하이라이트 영어 토론 디베이트를 시작을 해보도록 하겠는데요. 토론 부문도 마찬가지로 UCC로 예선을 치러서 가장 높은 점수를 받은 한 개 분원만이 오늘 무대에 올라오게 되었습니다. 많은 학생들이 2단계까지 오기 위해서 열심히 영어 공부를 했을 텐데요. 한국에서 영어 공부를 해서 이렇게 토론의 형식으로 설득을 할 수 있게 된 것에 대해서 굉장히 자랑스럽게 생각합니다. 오늘 주제는 교내에서 휴대폰 사용이 허용되어야만 하는가라는 주제로 두 개 팀이 열띤 토론을 하게 됩니다. 여기 계신 모든 분들이 어떤 팀에게 설득이 되는지 잘 귀 기울여 들어주시면 감사하겠습니다. 자, 그럼 치열한 예선을 거쳐 결선에 올라온 인천 원당풍무 캠퍼스의 6명의 친구들을 무대 위로 모셔보도록 하겠습니다. 찬성팀의 이준길, 김수현, 한예진, 반대팀의 김주현, 김한슬, 김승준 친구들이 준비하고 있습니다.
Today's debate topic is cellular phones should be allowed in schools. We have two sides today, one affirmative team and one negative team. Before starting the debate, I will explain the format. The leading speakers from each team will outline their position on the issue. Then, starting with the team for the affirmative and taking turns, each team will have 2 chances to support their opening position and to counter-argue their opponent's position. Afterwards, the closing statement from each team will conclude today's debate. Each debater will have 1 minute to make their points. I wish you all the best, and may the best team prevail. Now, the leading speaker from the affirmative team may step forward to the podium. Each speaker will have 1 minute for their speech. When you are ready, you can begin.
Good afternoon, moderator and fellow debaters. We're here today to speak for the motion of should students be permitted to use smartphones in school? We believe that they should because it leads to numerous advantages. Today, as the first speaker, I will be talking to you about how smartphones allow students to learn at their fullest potential. Our second speaker will be talking about how smartphones can substitute the need for certain school materials. Our third speaker will sum up our team's case and present our closing remarks. I would now like to discuss how smartphones allow students to learn at their fullest potential. A study in the Journal of Computers and Human Behavior showed that using smartphones gave students access to visual learning tools that saved time because the lessons were easier for students to understand. This gave students more time to review and practice, which led to higher academic results. So moderator and fellow debaters, it should be clear to see that banning smartphones from schools would only lead to disadvantages that would greatly damage students' chances to learn in the best way they possibly could. Thank you.
The leading speaker from the negative team may now step forward to the podium. You also will have 1 minute for your speech. You can begin when you're ready.
Good afternoon, moderator and fellow debaters. We are here today to speak against the motion of should students be permitted to use their smartphones in the classroom? We believe that using smartphones in the classroom only leads to disadvantages. Today, as the first speaker, I will be talking to you about how smartphones decrease students' ability to concentrate. Our second speaker will be talking to you about how using smartphones in the classroom will lead to an increased risk of smartphone addiction. Our third speaker will sum up our team's case and present our closing remarks. Now, I would like to talk about how using smartphones in the classroom will lead to an increased risk of smartphone addiction. A study in the academic journal PLOS ONE found that the frontal lobe in students who spent more than 2 hours on their smartphones a day had greatly reduced activity. Therefore, if students could use their smartphones more, students' ability to concentrate would get worse. So, moderator and fellow debaters, we believe that anyone who wants students to use their smartphones in the classroom doesn't have their best interest in mind and is asking for students to fail in their academic careers. Thank you.
Thank you both. Both teams will prepare their response as a team. The second speaker from the affirmative team may now rebut the first speaker.
The first speaker from the negative team has tried to tell you that using smartphones in school decreases students' abilities to concentrate. While our team understands that this could happen, we believe the negative team is ignoring how students can control the amount of time they use their smartphones. Teachers would also put limits on when students could use their smartphones. As a result, we believe The negative team's claim is insulting. As our team's second speaker, I would like to speak you about how smartphones can substitute the need for school materials. With a click of a button, a smartphone provides the functions of the materials at a more convenient level, which allows students to have an easier time studying. In fact, multiple studies from the AAP have found that students learn and perform better when they use smartphones in school. So, moderator and fellow debaters, our team believes that using smartphones in school allows students to study more conveniently. As a result, students feel much better at school, which we believe will lead to better academic results in the future. Thank you.
Negative team, you may now give your response.
The first speaker from the affirmative team has tried to tell you that using smartphones allows students to learn at their fullest potential, right? We disagree, and in fact, using smartphones in school decreases students' academic performance. The Journal of Communication Education found that students who did not use smartphones in school performed better in several areas compared to students who use smartphones in school. As our team's second speaker, I would like to speak about how allowing students to use their smartphones in school would increase the risk of smartphone addiction. In 2018, the Ministry of Gender Equality found that more than 15% of South Korea school students suffer from the smartphone addiction. By giving them more access to smartphones in the day, this number will continue to increase and harm students' lives. So, moderator and fellow debaters, our team believes that using smartphones in school puts students in danger of developing both mental and physical problems. Therefore, how could anyone believe that allowing students to use their smartphones in school would actually help them? Thank you.
Thank you both teams for presenting your second arguments. At this time, I would like to give each team 1 minute to formulate questions for the opposing team. You may start. And time has expired. We'll start off with the affirmative team.
What do you think about suffering students because of their heavy bags?
You have a locker at school, right? Usually, students put them in the locker. Plus, it doesn't take a long time to go to school. You don't have to carry all the supplements every day. You can keep them in the locker.
Yes, right. However, can you keep all of your supplements in your locker? There's not enough room.
You would only need to use the supplements that are useful for you. And if there's not enough, you can use the computer rooms.
However, using smartphones is still faster and makes students feel more convenient, right? In addition, not every dictionary has all of the information that students need for their projects. Students can have wide views by, searching a great deal of information with their smartphones.
In one sense, that may be good. But we think it is just the teacher's idle view, and not all students will follow this.
Any other opinion on this?
No?
Okay. At this time, the negative team may present their questions.
During recess, many students could spend all their free time on their smartphones instead of interacting with their classmates. Why do you think that is okay?
You said that students cannot interact because of smartphones, right?
Yes.
But students can also interact through smartphones.
But this could cause feelings of division and isolation, that would have a negative effect.
Students could relax by using their smartphones and, relieve their stress after each class, which causes the students to have joy in their school life as well.
Okay, let's end our argument there.
Any other opinions?
No.
Okay. Thank you to both teams for your questions and answers. And finally, each team will prepare their closing statements.
Our first speaker spoke about how smartphones allow students to learn at their fullest potential. Nowadays, students are required to study well at school. Therefore, one of the biggest disadvantages for students is not being able to study well. This is why students should be allowed to use their smartphones in school. Our second speaker spoke about how smartphones can substitute the need for certain school materials. As we already know, smartphones create an easier and more convenient way for students to study. Therefore, it should be no surprise that a study from Sarvata found that 94% of students want to use their smartphones in school for academic purposes. Moderator and fellow debaters, in conclusion, our team believes that permitting students to use smartphones at school will lead to many positive outcomes. If you believe in the saying, students are our future, you would only want the best for them. Therefore, banning smartphones from school is not the best idea. Thank you.
Thank you. Negative team, you may now give your closing statement.
Our first speaker spoke to you about how using smartphones in school lowers students' ability to concentrate. Just being near a smartphone reduces concentration. A study from the Journal of the Association for Consumer Research discovered that even if smartphones are turned off and put away, they still lower a person's concentration. Our second speaker told you that the use of smartphones in class will create an increase of smartphone addiction in students. Nowadays, 50% of students suffer mental and physical effects because of smartphone addiction. As a result, even if the main cause of smartphone addiction isn't due to using smartphones at school, why would you want to take the risk? So, moderator and fellow debaters, in conclusion, our team believes that allowing students to use their smartphones in the classroom will lead to negative effects that will hinder students mentally, physically, and academically. Therefore, we believe that stopping the motion is the same as stopping the downfall of students. Thank you.
Thank you. Both teams, thank you for today's debate. Whether you win or lose a debate, both teams have displayed great debating skills and have been very impressive. So I'm grateful for you for partaking in this competition. Thank you. Now this will conclude the debate competition.
네, 양 팀의 멋진 토론 감사드립니다. 어떤 팀에 설득이 되었는지는 답은 여러분들의 마음속에 있을 것 같습니다. 그럼 이제 디베이트 팀의 무대를 정리를 하고요. 바로 응모권 추첨이 있을 텐데요. 토론에 수고해준 모든 학생들 일어나서 인사하고 함께 내려가도록 하겠습니다.